Ask away, guys.
Hey, Manti, what do you see in your guys, your players? What tells you that you guys are ready for Monday night?
Our practices, we've had really good practices. Everybody's been locked in. Hi Tom. Everybody's just been committed, and we're very fortunate to be here, and I'm just really excited for Monday.
Do you think the lack of experience in championship games has been a disadvantage for you guys?
It can be, but I think for us, with our coaches, we've understood that if we tend to do something different than we've done the past 12 games, we'll get in some trouble. So we're just trying to do the same thing we've done for the past 12 games.
Family came in yesterday, and wasn't it nice to see them all again?
Yeah, it's always nice to have family here experiencing something big like this.
Talk a little bit about I guess there's some, you get to see some other homies with you or something like that, right?
No, I didn't get to see it. My family did though. Yeah. I mean, every game's a defensive battle. It's a defensive, offensive, and special teams battle. So, I'm expecting to just be part of a really good game.
Anthony, you got the family coming. How's the ticket situation been for this game?
It's been good. I have 6 family members coming in, and that's the amount of tickets we're given. So it worked out pretty good.
Get a lot of others hitting you up for tickets?
Obviously, I think every individual who plays in this game is contacted from family members that they haven't met yet.
Walking in here, seeing the field painted, seeing the trophy, I mean, is it all becoming real now?
Yeah, it's becoming really real. I mean, especially as I walked on this field, haven't seen it yet, and this is my first time seeing it, and first time seeing the crystal ball up close. We have one in the Goog, but to know that on Monday I could be part of the team that hoists that crystal ball, it's definitely becoming real.
A lot of people say about Alabama that they don't try to fool anybody on offense. They just line up. People have said that about your defense. Is that the type of game that you really want to play?
I think we understand what Alabama does, and people understands what we can do, and it's all about executing, and I think that's football at its finest. Teams that just line up and play their hearts out, and just play tough physical football.
Does that make planning easier, or does it make it hard? Easier?
Nah, whether you know what they're gonna do or not, you still got to plan. Just the same. And who knows? Alabama can come out and do something totally different. You never know. But what we do know is that we're going against a really good team that has proven itself over the past couple of years, and we just got to come out and play.
You said you're getting a sense of how real this is becoming. Are you also getting a sense of just the historical significance of Notre Dame versus Alabama in the national title game?
Yeah, I'm starting to, by the advertisements and the commercials, to hear, the history and the tradition. We both know about Alabama and Notre Dame, and this historic game. So it's a real really good publicized game, and it's going to be a real good game to watch.
TJ talked about restoring the buzz at Notre Dame from a national perspective, and how this game can do that. Do a lot of you guys feel the same way about kind of getting back on the map from a national title perspective?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's something that's always on our mind, but it's not the biggest thing that's on our mind. I think for us, we're just focusing on the team that's here now, and I think once we focus on us, the guys in the locker room, everything else will take care of itself.
Did you envision this moment 4 years ago when you decided to?
Never.
You mentioned the other day the mentality of this defense changed this season. You think the defense will be better going forward? What caused this switch? What turned things on?
I think it's a combination of both the players and the coaches. We're led by one of the best assistant coaches in college football, Coach Diaco and his coaching staff. And, they're not just, they don't just teach us the techniques and fundamentals of the game. They help, incorporate the mentality you must have in order to be dominant in this game. And, we're fortunate enough to have coaches that have played the game, so they know how we feel. At certain points they know what makes us tick, because it's the same thing that made them tick. And so I think with that and the combination of the guys we have, in order to be here, you can't just have some average Joe players. And, same goes with Alabama. We know they have really, really good players, and so do we. So with our defense, it's just a combination of the both.
What is it about
I think whenever in order to make it this far, you can't be a team of individuals. You have to be a team that plays as one unit, and that trusts in each other, and have individuals on the team that plays for the guy next to him. And I think that's exactly what we have, and uh, we've demonstrated that throughout the year by the close games we've had, and also the big victories we've had. We've demonstrated that brotherhood that we have on this team.
Manti, how well did you get to know Barrett Jones? And can you just describe your impressions of him and what it'll be like to play against him?
Yeah, just a real good guy. I got to know Barrett well. He and I were at a few functions together. Being at the award circuit. But he's just a real good guy, very smart. He's obviously the captain and leader of that offensive line and of that offense, I think. But he's just very, very smart.
Would be interesting for you to play against him after getting to know him.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. I think it's gonna remind me of high school where I had friends on the other team, and it just causes it just creates a more competitive environment. When you know the guy, not just for his number, but for who he is and what he stands for.
Jesse Williams said he feels a bond with you too, with the Polynesian
Yeah.
commonality. Can you talk a little bit about that, bond of Polynesian players with so many extra months coming up?
Yeah, I think the Polynesian players and all players alike, but Polynesian players, we have a certain amount of pride. We take a certain amount of pride in the way we play football, but also the way we conduct ourselves off the field. I didn't know Jesse was Polynesian until I saw his tattoos, and I think that's a great tale for our Polynesian players by his tattoos. And so I saw a few of his tattoos, and immediately I knew not only who he was, but what he stood for, because it permeates through every Polynesian player out there.
How far is your senior class come?
Having the Alabama, 3 All-Americans on the offensive line, is it kind of fitting to have this huge test with the ultimate prize on the line, kind of 2 heavyweights?
Yeah, I think when you go against a team like Alabama, we understand that they're the king of the hill. They've been there, they've done that. They've obviously have been so dominant the past couple of years and this season as well. So we understand who we're going up against, and like I said, what better way to finish this year, but to play in the biggest game in college football and to be going against the best team in college football, and that's Alabama.
How far has your senior class come in the last 4 years since you got here? How far has your senior class come?
Well, it's come really far. I think it's just a different team. It's a different mentality where we understand that we can't do it on our own. We understand that it's not the senior class versus the junior class versus the sophomore class. It's not like that on this team. It's a team. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how many snaps you've had. We're a team, and we're gonna win and lose as a team.
You talked about how this season was kind of a step by each game meant something game by game. What about the Michigan State game, and also what about Le'Veon Bell? He had a pretty picturesque moment.
Yeah, I mean, Le'Veon is he's a big back. He's very talented, and he does a lot of great things. And he's going to have success. And in the next level, I just found out he's going to enter into the NFL draft. And so he's going to have a lot of success there. But that Michigan State game was another physical game that we played in, and another game that helped mold our team to what it is today.
What do you want to be remembered for? What are you hoping your legacy is?
At Notre Dame, I hope my legacy is just a guy who gave Notre Dame his all, a guy who really committed himself to the school, and I really feel fortunate enough to play under the Golden Dome and receive an education there, and just one who really gave it everything he had.
Freddie or Shane Victorino's coming to town tomorrow. You said it's important for him to support yourself, Robbie Corner.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you, knowing that someone like that, a Major League Baseball player from Hawaii, looks at you guys that way, wants to support you?
Yeah, Shane Victorino is just a real good guy. We met him before, and I had the opportunity to just hang out with him for a couple of days. And like I said, it's that bond, between Polynesian players and even non-Polynesian players who knows what Hawaii is all about. Rob had the opportunity to be with Devon Best yesterday, and just chill with him. And it's just, you may not know the guy, but just because he's Polynesian or he's from Hawaii, it feels like you know a lot about him, without not even meeting him. So just to have Shane here and have him, experience this moment with us. He's family.
Manti,
How
can
you
you
guys
describe?
had 9 first-quarter shutouts. What is the key to getting off to a quick start defensively against this team, and how important is that if you're to get that established?
Yeah, coach always talks about the 4 quarters of success, and the first quarter is obviously start fast. And if you're gonna play in the national championship, you better start fast. It's not okay. We got to start fast. It's a must. And especially if we're going against that, especially since we're going after a team. Going up against a team that's really really good. And so, defensively, we have to do what we have to do. We got to limit the points, and we have to make sure that we're doing everything we can to get the ball in our offense's hands.
What's your relationship with Everett like? I mean, there's offensive and defensive leaders on the team.
It's great. I think with Everett, I understand that Everett's he's that general of that offense. He's that guy that we all trust, and I make sure that he knows that we trust him, and I think he knows we trust him, and we have faith in what he does, what he can do.
Do you communicate with him regularly?
I try to give him his space. I think as a player myself, I wouldn't really appreciate somebody always trying to be in my ear all the time. But when I feel that he needs some motivation, if he needs somebody to just pick him up, I can kind of sense that with him, and I try to help him out in whatever way I can.
What would you say to him?
I just tell him I love him. I think that's the best thing you can tell a player. I think when a player makes a mistake, the one who knows he made a mistake is the guy himself. He knows he made a mistake. You don't got to tell him. And so for me, as a captain, as a leader of this team, I just tell him I love him and just have confidence in himself. And he usually just picks right back up.
Yesterday, he said how important it was to him that in the Oklahoma game you went up to him and said, "Got your back." He said that meant so much to me.
Yeah.
So is that the X factor of this team and sort of the unity between offense and defense that's really pushed this team forward?
Yeah, I think if you watch our practice, and you see the way the offense and defense goes at each other, I don't think you would ever imagine that I'll go up to Everett Golson and tell him I love him and we trust him, because we compete every day, and that's how it is. When we're on the football field in practice, we're getting after each other, but when we're off, we're the best and closest family you could ever imagine.
Manti, can you describe how you got through your personal losses early in the season? What sustained you, and how you made the decisions to stay?
Yeah, I mean that's that event is well documented, and I think my team was always there for me, and my family was always there for me. So
And you feel it was the best because of the promise you made to grandmother that you would stay and not go home?
yeah, I mean we all know about that, how I went through that, and I don't think I need to say much about that.
Talk a little bit about Kona, and I'm pretty sure you and Robbie
Yeah, one of the hardest thing coming from Hawaii is to just get out of your bubble. Hawaii's pretty much a different country. So when you leave Hawaii, it's kind of like you're in a different place. But when you go to a place like Notre Dame and you realize that the people, and I think it's everywhere. You realize that there's people everywhere that really care, and so to have Kona there, we've not only helped him, but he's helped us to remember where we come from and who we represent. And so Robbie and I being there, I think it was just a little boost for him and a little refuge for him to come to whenever he needed help. And he's done a terrific job, not only on the football field but in class.
Must you enjoy processing the information at the line of scrimmage, and maybe not to give you the word, but the educated guess of
Yeah.
what's getting ready to happen to get that slight edge?
Yeah, I think I try to liken football to a chess match. Yeah, you try to predict what the guy's gonna do a couple moves ahead of what's actually going on. And so for me, when I stand up there and I look at the line and I try and diagnose by their formation and the down and distance and their tendencies, and try to make a formulated guess by that, and how they're standing and where they're looking, I can kind of cut it down to 2 or 3 plays that they might run at that time, and then when the ball snaps and to see the first movement of a lineman or the running back, I know exactly where they're going. So I think that's the joy of playing defense, and that's the joy of playing football in general.
How much back is this team now than the starting season?
We've all. I mean, I hope we're better. I would say that we're a lot better, just by the confidence we have in ourselves and with each other. We've had weeks and weeks of preparation, weeks and weeks of trial, weeks and weeks of just testing, and from week to week we've come out on top, and I think we're a lot better than we were before, and we're going to continue to get better, and this is just another experience for us to be tested.
Was the national championship on your radar at all before the season started?
No, Navy was, and after that Purdue, and then I think with this team that's what helped our team a lot is we didn't focus on the big picture things, we focused on the now, and we're just fortunate after week 12 that now we looked okay what's next, and we were blessed to be in the national championship.
You guys are working tonight, a storybook ending, really a storybook beginning with Fighting Irish playing in Ireland.
Mhm.
Bookends.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about how the season started over there.
Yeah, I think if for us to start off in Ireland and to play then play our season, which included us going and playing at Soldier Field against Miami, and going to Oklahoma, and just playing good teams, and to finish it here in Miami against Alabama. That's something that you dream of as a little kid, and if we were to finish it off, the way we would want it to finish it off, that's definitely something that I'd have to take a step back and just be like, wow, how did we do it?
What was it like to have somebody from your high school become president? Have you ever heard from President Obama?
No.
Recognize you?
No, I haven't heard from the president, but I've definitely heard of him. So
Were you still in high school when you got
yes,
elected?
it was my senior year.
What was that like at school?
It was pretty crazy. That was a week that we were preparing for the state championship, and he became the president. And I remember we were practicing at the University of Hawaii's practice facilities, and we found out, and everybody started jumping around and celebrating. And it goes back to what I said about people from Hawaii sticking together, and we knew that he at that time not only represented the United States, but Hawaii.
Was there a point where it hit you what a big deal Notre Dame football was at your
Oh yeah, I think my freshman year I started to get a taste of it, but my sophomore and junior year, I think that's when I started to realize, okay, these aren't just some crazy old fans. These guys are guys who really appreciate and who live for Notre Dame football, and I've just been so blessed to experience that and to be part of this whole experience.
What happened after your freshman year? What happened during the summer?
Yeah, just more interaction. People just after games, just to see the families around. Just to see them, and people saying, "Man, I'm the third generation," and it's like, "What, third generation Notre Dame fans?" So, and just to be, just to experience that, and then it's just thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and I think our stadium is sold out every week. Regardless if we win or lose, it's sold out, and so that fact alone just creates. You have to just look up and say, man, these guys really love their football.
Byron Jones said that one of the times when he met you, you helped carry his bag. He was surprised by
Yeah.
that. Do you remember that incident?
Yeah, he was. Barrett was. He was in the. We were at the airport, and just Barrett needed help, and I think a lot of people, and I think Barrett was surprised too. But I don't. Football's a game. Football's a game I love with all my heart, but it's a person that matters to me, and he needed help, and I don't care if I'm going against him. He's a guy that he obviously, if I needed help, I'd hope that somebody helped me too, and so he looked like he was in need of help, so I just say, hey man, you need me to carry a bag, and at first he was reluctant a little, but eventually he kind of broke down those barriers and said okay, and so I just helped him out a little bit, and we became friends since then.
Do you guys take it as a compliment when they say you are an SEC caliber defense, or you just look at it and say, no, we're Notre Dame caliber?
Oh, that's cool, man. I mean, to be considered that, we all know what SEC is all about, and the success that they've had, and to be considered that, I think is, thank you.
Let's talk about the challenge of trying to slow down and back out back TJ Yeldon.
Yeah, I think Eddie Lacy and TJ Yeldon is just going to be a headache, in itself for any team. And I think it's because of two things. One, because of them, the way they run, the energy they run with, and the force they run with, and the mentality they have. You can tell the mentality of a runner by you just watching them, and they don't go down. They don't like to go down, and it takes a couple of guys to bring them down. And the second thing is their O-line. Their O-line is the best. We've considered and we've looked at the best group of O-linemen in the country. And so for us, it's going to be a big test for us, and to go against that big O-line and very athletic O-line and very physical runners.
I know you and the defense get so much of the headlines, so much of the praise, but why has this offense, Notre Dame offense, been able to click so well this year?
First, because we kicked their butt in practice, but no, I'm just kidding. Just they've had their growing pains. Everybody's had their growing pains, and you must, in order to experience success, you must know what failure feels like. And this team has experienced the downs, and we've experienced the highs. And so I think that once the offense started to click, and play after play, their confidence started to grow. It was no stopping them.
What do you see from the younger guys, the ones who are supposed to, be competing for next year, TJ Jones, guys like that?
Pardon?
What do you see from the next, generation, the next class rather of offensive weapons and stars?
It's dangerous. They're going to be dangerous, and we're dangerous right now. And to imagine that those guys are majority of the guys that you see playing in this game on Monday are coming back. And it's a very dangerous team, and very exciting. It's just a very, very good time to be Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Did you get to meet the family of Brendan Smith?
No, I haven't gotten to meet the family.
Are you planning to, or?
And that would be nice, but I think for them, I think it's just family time. Whenever you experience something like that.
Explain to the folks when you did the gesture to Jones
Uh-huh.
about the Aloha spirit, because I know where you're from.
Yeah.
My wife is from just down the road in Kahuku and stuff. The Aloha spirit.
Yeah, the Aloha spirit is just all about being loving and being caring. It is regardless of race, religion, background. It doesn't matter if Aloha spirit is just all about if somebody stands in need of something of service. You'll be the first one to jump up and be that hand. To help somebody. And I was raised around it. That's the way I was raised. And when I saw Barrett Jones, it wasn't anything big. He just needed somebody to hold a bag and walk with him as he got off the plane. So it wasn't anything special that I had to do. But I guess for us and people, that's something that you don't really see. And so I'm just glad that I was able to first help Barrett and be an example to people of what the Aloha Spirit's all about. Yeah.
Hey, Manti, you and Barrett are both academic All-Americans as
Uh-huh.
well. First of all, tell us a little bit about your major, and if you foresee when your football career is going into design, but also where your academic discipline came from, who you owe that for. Maybe a little shout out to Kunaho and
Yeah.
how that prepared you.
I think I'm a graphic design major, and I don't know where that's really going to take me when after I'm done with football. I know what I want to do after I'm done, and that's just to create a foundation and a company that helps children who have a dream actually experience that dream. That's always been my dream, and I've always been fortunate to have a family, and to have parents who sacrifice everything they have to ensure that I fulfill my dream. And I know that there are millions of kids out there that don't have that kind of support. So That's that's what I want to do after football. But my academic discipline actually came from my parents. My parents always told me that grades aren't a reflection of necessarily your intellect, but your time management. How you manage your time and how you study, and it came from them. And as a little kid, I remember my dad. If I got straight A's, he would take me to McDonald's, and so I love McDonald's, and I think it's because of that I love McDonald's, and so I always try to get straight A's so I can go get me a filet-o-fish burger.
How did Puno prepare you?
Oh, definitely. Puno is one of the most prestigious academic schools in the country. President Obama's from there, and it's just really they really tested me to just do well, to manage my time, and I was very fortunate to go there because that high school it was a college schedule. And I think the hardest thing for a high school student who's transitioning over to college is all that free time, and how to manage that free time. And so I was exposed to that at a very early age, and so when I came to Notre Dame and I had not all those free time, all that free time, but when I did have free time, I knew where to spend it.
You talked about the offense and how the failure helps you realize what real success is. How does that affect also the whole team? And considering you're now at this stage, does it kind of relieve some pressure ahead with as well? But
I think it doesn't relieve a lot of pressure. I think that there's a lot of pressure in this game, but it definitely shows us that we know what we can do. Where we came from, and we know where we're going. And so we've had a great week of practice, and we're going to continue to just really lock in and finish this week of practice off right, and then prepare for and be ready for Monday. It happened. What was it? I think it was in New York. We're at the National Football Foundation, and then we're flying over to. Well, I was with Barry everywhere, so I was there in New York. Then we flew over to Houston for the Lombardi, and then we flew over to Orlando. This was in December, beginning of December. I think Coach Kelly hasn't changed at all. I think what Coach Kelly has done is he's grown more comfortable, and he's gotten to know us, and we've gotten to know him, and so by us understanding where he's coming from and us understanding where we're coming from, I think that's created, just that perfect balance, from coach to player, from player to coach. So he's just, he's himself, and we're just Notre Dame is lucky to have Coach Kelly, and just his energy, his commitment, the loyalty he has, and just the love he shows his players.
In that growth, do you think he's a little less fiery on the sideline if things don't go right?
Oh no, he's still fiery. Yeah, he's and we enjoy it because we know that it's because he loves us and because he cares about how we're doing, and that he's going to be like that. If he wasn't like that, then you better question if he cares about you.
as the game gets closer, do you start thinking about my last college football game and what that'll mean?
I haven't thought of it in that light, to be honest. I've thought of it as, man, this is just a big game, and I hope we win.
Do you worry about any of your teammates that are younger giving Alabama too much respect for what they've done?
No, I think you can never worry too much about guys in general giving an opponent too much respect. Alabama deserves all the respect that we give them because they've been to this dance and they've won it, and so we're gonna give them all the respect that they deserve, and that's a lot, and so we're just gonna come out and play. I think there's a difference between fear and respect, and we respect Alabama, so I don't think that means in any way that we fear 'em. Oh my gosh! This is my best friend Robbie Tillman, guys.
Senior linebacker Manti. Manti, would you like to talk to us about Robbie Toma and just let us know, how good of a player he is?
Robbie Tillman's a real good player. He makes a lot of trouble. He likes to play Call of Duty, but he's a very sneaky guy. He's very athletic, very deceptive speed. He's not as fast as me, but and he will cover some ground. But you throw the ball anywhere near Robbie Toma, he'll catch it.
I like that answer. I'll take that. That was Manti totally.
Disappointed on that not winning the Heisman?
No, I wasn't. I think if anything, it motivated me to know that I wasn't good enough to win it. I understood that whoever won it deserved it, and after we watched Johnny Manziel last night play, obviously he deserved the Heisman. But all that did for me was just motivate me to just be better, and I'm glad I was there. I'm glad I got to be there with my family and experience what the Heisman ceremony was all about and meet so many great people. But after that night, I was really motivated to just go back to work and just prepare myself and improve.
Think it might make it easier for other defensive players now to have equal footing, equal chance?
I think, like I said, whoever wins the Heisman deserves it. And so if a defensive player were to have a terrific year, he deserves to win the Heisman. I'm just glad to be numbered among the few defensive players that were put up for the Heisman.
Who was the coolest guy you met on that trip?
They're both pretty cool.
I mean, other Heisman.
Other Heisman winners, man, I met a lot of guys. I met obviously Tim Brown. Man, just a lot of people. I can't really number them.
Tim voted for you, didn't he?
I hope so.
It turns out there's a second stringer in your position. He doesn't play a lot because you never get off the field.
Uh-huh.
What can you tell us about
He's really good. Jared Grace is really, really good. And I learned from Jared Grace myself. And, for me to say that, I don't really I have a lot of pride, but I don't really compliment a lot of people on their play. But Jared Grace is going to be a really good linebacker. And he's going to be a very, very productive linebacker. And he's going to be productive because of two reasons. One, because he works really, really hard. He loves this game. He loves contact. And two, he loves this team.
Did you kind of expect him to be your successor?
Yeah, I would say so. I think this Notre Dame defense is in great hands with Jared Grace as a middle linebacker.
I know you've made it here this far. Can you imagine the fact that some of these Alabama guys are playing with the national team for the first time in their careers?
Yeah.
It's a kind of accomplishment.
That's crazy, for me to be even playing in this one, I'm just like, man, I can't believe this is happening, and for some guys like Barrett, who's played in it 3 times, I'm just like, that's a blessing, and I know they consider it a blessing as well, and for us to be going up against them, and some of the guys I've watched on TV playing a national championship game. It's going to be a good experience for us.
What about Zeke Motto? You played with him for a number of years. What has he meant to this team, and what's it been like playing with him?
Yeah, Zeke. I think if you to the best way I describe Zeke's impact on this team is if you look at our defense, the most inexperienced group on our defense is our defensive backs is our secondary, but you couldn't tell that by the way they play, and that's because of number 17. Zeke is that commander out there. When he speaks, everybody listens, and rightfully so. He works his butt off. If you look at him physically, he's just a physical specimen. He's a beast. He looks like the guys on the movie 300. That's what he looks like, and he plays like them too. He's a fearless player, a big competitor, and we're just lucky to have him. I'm lucky to have him behind me, and to know that I can trust him to make plays, and he's just a big part of our team.
Manti, how much of a role as an LDS member of the church myself?
All right. Yes.
And a former BYU receiver, how much of a role does the church play in your life?
It's the main thing. I think to be a member of the church has really has shaped and has really opened my eyes and has really kind of guided me throughout the things I've done. And obviously, I wouldn't be here without my Heavenly Father and His direction. I've 4 years ago, I almost went to USC, and After that, like over a year ago, I almost left for the NFL. But all my decisions have come because I prayed about it, and I've trusted in my faith to direct me, and it has led me to here, and hopefully will lead me to many more great places.
That was a win against BYU. One of the better wins of the season for you?
Man, I thought it was going to be bigger, but after I saw all my friends on the team, on BYU's team, Kyle Van Noy, and met some good guys, like Cody Hoffman. To see all those guys, man, it was kind of like, man, it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. It's just me and my friends. So
Now talk about your decision to forego the mission.
it was just a big decision for me to not go on my mission, and it was very hard. It was a very difficult decision. I think out of all of the decisions that I've had to make, I think that was the hardest one because, not going on a mission wasn't going to, lose me any money. It had nothing to do with money. It was all about me growing as a person, growing spiritually, and that was something that I wasn't sure if I was willing to give up. But I knew that if I just stayed disciplined and if I, just always remembered what my parents taught me and what I learned in primary, I would be fine.
Best of luck to you.
I appreciate it.
This game out in your head very much.
Yeah, all the time.
Is there a reoccurring thing that comes out? I mean, two great defenses. You expect a conservative, low scoring, close to the best type of game. Defense just control it.
What I try to do is I try to, picture myself making plays, picture my team making plays, and, just always thinking positive. Obviously, when the game hits, we know that, everything's not going to go our way. But I just always try to stay positive and, in whatever, whatever I picture, I try not to picture anything negative.
Earlier today, Coach Kelly was talking about his time coaching Division II softball back in the 80s. How do you think he would do if he decided to go back to coaching softball?
Oh man, I don't know. I think knowing Coach Kelly, he'll be good at it. He'll be good at it.
What's it like playing next to guys like Carlo and Dan?
Just guys who get at it. They get after it every day. They're looking to get better. They're always in there with me watching film, and always trying to get better. And it's kind of to just describe the kind of character they have. Two guys who are highly rated out of high school, and they're sharing time, but they don't mind because it's helping the team. And that's the type of guys they are. They're team players that are doing the best they can to help our team win. And when they're on the field, they're just competitors that come out and play.
Both of them said over the summer they saw some things in film they were really trying to work on Carlo and Dan's passing.
Yeah, I've seen tremendous growth in both of them, and just you see their mind working, in practice and in film, and that's just to see their growth. Things that young Carlo used to do, old Carlo doesn't do anymore, and things that young Fox used to do, he doesn't do anymore. So, and when you see that, you got to be happy with their progress.
And both of them said they've learned a lot playing next to you. Did you learn anything from them playing next to them?
Yeah, I've learned, with Carlo, Carlo's a thumper. Like Carlo will come down and smack anybody. So, the fearlessness I've learned from, I've seen and have just fed off from Carlo. And the way he just moves downhill, he's just smooth. He doesn't hesitate. With Fox, Fox is just athletic. He's out there running, just splitting defenders. He's in man coverage. He's just on receivers, and I've tried to, I pick off of everybody, but especially those two.
Everett having number 5, did he even have to come to you and say, hey, can I wear it?
No.
No, he just did his own thing.
Yes. How you doing? Hey, what's up? Right. To see Ishaq Williams, Ishaq when he first came to Notre Dame, he didn't have a lot of confidence. It's a different ball game in college, And I think, he wasn't really confident in his ability at that time. Now you see him, he's fearless. He's confident in his speed. He's confident in his strength. He's confident in his ability to compete against, other teams. And when you have that confidence, when you line up against somebody else and know that you're going to smack them and that you're going to beat them, you become a very dangerous player. And, Ishak has become a very dangerous player and a weapon for our defense and for our team. Yeah, that conversation has happened a lot. I remember, and we are all just sitting in there, and we were like, "Man, we're gonna win the national championship," and that's we're all bragging that how we're the best class, and everybody says they're the best class to come to Notre Dame, and we're just saying that we're gonna lead this school to a national championship, and back then it was kind of just all talk. I was saying it, but I was like, "Man, I don't know if we're even gonna make it," but. I think the conversations that were the most powerful were the conversations that I had with my teammates when I would text them as I'm watching Alabama play. As I'm watching Alabama play Texas, then as I'm watching Auburn play Oregon, then I watch, Alabama play last year against LSU. The conversations that I had with them, I'm saying, man, hey, we got to make it to one of these. I don't want to be sitting in my living room and watching other people play in the national championship. And when we landed here in Miami a couple of days ago, it actually hit me then. I was like, man, I'm actually playing in this thing instead of watching it.
What do you think will happen Monday night?
I don't know. All I know is that, I know that Alabama will come out ready to play, and so will we. So it's just going to be a really good game.
Is there satisfaction? Obviously, you're not happy to be here, but is there satisfaction in achieving this much so far?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things to be great, to be happy about, that we made it this far. But I think the satisfaction will come when, if Monday happens the way we hope it happens. Yes, it feels great. Yeah, you just there's a time and place for everything. I think Coach has definitely helped us out by just having us really focus and having some downtime too. He's occupied our downtime with fun events with the team, going out to dinners, just going out to different functions. Just helping us to just relax. And he knows that as game day comes closer and closer, he knows that we're going to get a little bit more excited and a little bit more nervous. But I think he does a tremendous job with us in just keeping us calm.
6 weeks. Is it hard to believe it's finally here?
Yeah, it's after looking back now, it came up pretty fast.
All we've seen, all the cases we've watched.
Yeah.
Where's the confidence level?
My confidence is at a good level right now, and I know our team is at has a real good confidence level too. And by the way we've practiced and the way that we've studied film, and it's just we were very confident at this point. Yeah.
Just because he was a guy on crutches, so you're helping out?
Yeah, and just a guy that who that I knew, and that I really wanted to help. He really needed help, and I was just there to just help him out. It was no big deal.
You said you got to know you pretty well in terms of like having dinners and that crazy.
Yeah.
What did you get to know about him?
Just Barrett's one who he loves his family. He respects his parents, and he's a family man. He's very, very smart. Loves his team. Takes a lot of pride in coming from Alabama, and he's motivated. He's very, very motivated, and he's very driven. And he's kind of like me.
I was going to say, talking to him before, the same things you say is generally what he says.
Yeah.
It's important to have that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it was kind of like the same thing with. I saw that in him.
How valuable is it, do you think, to have that perspective? Football is very important.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do, but there are others.
Yeah, there's all other important things. You know, football is a game, and I've always said it before. Football is a game, and a game that obviously we all love. But there's life. Life goes on. You know, life is just a whole nother ball game. And when you start to realize that, and you finally realize that, you know, football is great, but you know, it's not everything. I think it paints it puts it puts football in its proper place, and it paints life in a whole different picture.
Manti, we're gonna lighten the mood over here. Ali and Nikki.
Oh, I heard that. I was like, who is that?
Does that, right? All right, go ahead.
That's us. Nikki Noto. Say your name.
Ali and
Say your name. We're from ESPNU Road Trip.
All right.
A little lighthearted. So, I gotta ask you though, what's the best question you've been asked this game?
Man, best question.
That good, huh?
I guess has Barack Obama ever hit you up?
Like, hit you up?
Like called
Oh, like,
me?
what's up, Manti?
Yeah, what's up?
Has he
Tweeted at me? Nope.
What?
We
Yep.
can fix that.
We can fix
That's why that was my best question, because now this is gonna get out there that he hasn't met me, and hopefully I get a tweet.
Exactly.
We
Now
have-
that's past tense though.
Right. We have a current
Was your
question.
best question.
We have a
We have
current
another.
question.
Okay.
Manti, what's your favorite television show?
Vampire Diaries.
Oh, that doesn't say vampire.
Oh, Road Trip. My bad. My bad.
Wait, you
Sorry,
said
sorry.
You got excited.
Yeah, I got excited. I
You know,
guess.
it's Cameron's favorite show.
It's
Is
Cameron's
it?
favorite
So
show
if you
too.
want- you
Cameron
go
kind of
on-
copied me.
He does?
Cameron always copies me, so.
It was Manti's favorite show first.
Yep.
For real though, I mean, are you a little excited about this game?
A little excited. I'm really excited.
How many times have you been asked that question? Broadcast
Yeah, a lot.
professionalism right there.
A lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
Well, we're glad we got to see you smile a little bit. Man. I know it's pretty intense.
Keep it light. Drink some Gatorade. You look parched.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll see you Monday, man.
I appreciate it. That was good.
Yeah, we got Manti today out here. It was kind of humorous with Road Trip Manti. They wanted to know if you took advantage of it, just like you do when you see a guy coming up the middle and you want to get the ball. You want a shout out from President Barack Obama. Tell him.
Man, there's a lot of people that I want to shout out from, but you know, if I can get a shout out from a fellow alum, you know, from Puno, you know, the president himself, you know, that would be cool too.
Tell me a little bit about what you see has been the key for this team this year to accelerate.
The camaraderie, the way that we've stayed together, the way that we've just battled, you know, through the good times and the bad times. You know, we've stayed together, we've trusted in each other, and you know, our head coach has full trust in us, and we have full trust in him.
Manti, one of the things I found out about you.
Yeah. That's just something that I always try to do. You know, I've understood, you know, ever since I was young. I never wanted to be that guy left out. You know, I've experienced that myself about, you know, being that guy who is always the oddball. And I didn't want anybody to experience that. And if you're part of my team, you're gonna feel like you're part of my team. And you know, shout out to Will Salvey and Connor Cavaleras. You know, they tried to test me to see if I knew everybody's names, and I did pretty well. Oh, I think we all understand what, you know, Alabama does and what Alabama's all about. You know, first it starts off with their, you know, their big front. It starts off with their O line, and then, you know, it trickles down to, you know, the running backs. You know, Eddie Lacy and T.J. Yeldon. They run with tremendous power and a lot of intensity, and then, you know, AJ and, you know, the guys they have out there at receiver. You know, very athletic guys who go up and catch the ball and make plays.
There's a lot of players in your team, and what's your favorite quality about, that's one, Troy Nicholas?
I think Troy Nicholas, not only is he very athletic and he's very big and very strong, but he just, you know, when it's time for him to block, he's not even paying attention.
Here's the big question.
Does Troy Nicholas cry at chick flicks? Yes, Troy Nicholas cries at chick flicks.
We just took care of game time. Would you talk a little bit more about Eddie Lacy in particular?
Yeah, Eddie's just a big guy who has great speed, great footwork, great balance, great contact balance. You see him in the games. You know, people hit him and he's still up. He poses a problem for every defense that he goes up against, and we know that he's just going to be himself on Monday, and we got to be prepared for that.
Manti, can I shift a little bit? I apologize. You were talking before about the stuff that's important away from football. Yeah. I'm curious what you remember about that inside. You know, his parents are coming down, and to me, one of the most remarkable things is the way they celebrate this. What happened? I said, what do you remember about the time?
That was just a very difficult time, for us and the family. We lost a family member, and I'm just glad that to some degree we're able to honor him in the way that we've played and the way that we've done this year, and I know that Notre Dame will continue to do so.
Did you know him? I mean, did you ever? I know you were talking about learning all the personnel.
Yeah.
Have you guys had a chance to have a conversation?
We've said hi once in a while, but I didn't really know him that well.
I saw the map of everywhere you flew all over the country for your awards and everything, and I was wondering what was some strategic communication so you stayed in shape and didn't get, overwhelmed.
Yeah, it just worked out every day. Yeah,
No matter where you were.
yeah, no matter where it was. I remember after the National Football Foundation ceremony, it was about 11:30 at night, and I ran up to the gym that they had, and I was working out, and Matt Barkley came in, was there to just help me out and cheer me on, and I understood that it's great to be on that circuit, but the big picture and the main thing is that I prepare for this game.
Weirdest thing you had to do, like you were in a weird hotel somewhere, or you were taking flights, or
I don't know. It's just it's pretty overwhelming at times. It's pretty busy and pretty exhausting. But other than that, it was a good experience. There was nothing really weird that happened.
So I know Coach Kelly gives speeches to you guys. Is there one speech that's kind of run through with you and really meant something more than another one that he's given this season?
I think it was after, which game was it? I can't remember what game it was, but we didn't really play the game that we could have played. But he came in and he told him that he was proud of us and that he loved us, and that a win is a win, and that it doesn't matter what happens. He's proud of the way we've came out and we fought, and that to know that we made him proud, was, I think, meant the most to me and the team.
Do you have a kind of special gift to relay messages, whether it's through a speech or just even a one-word thing to the team?
With Coach Kelly, I don't think everything that Coach says. Coach doesn't really. I don't know what it is. He doesn't really talk that much. He'll come out and speak to the team once in a while, but those kind of speeches he doesn't really do a lot. But when he does do it and do it often, it resonates with all of us. I think the time where we played USC, we came in for at halftime. He just came in, and instead of saying, you have 30 minutes left to win this game, he just came in and he told us, you have 30 minutes left to play with this family. That's all you got. You have 30 minutes. Yeah, I think we understood that after that, as that freshman year and sophomore and junior year. I don't think it's just 1 year that we understood that winning is hard. And I think we learned this year, especially going undefeated, that winning is definitely hard. In order to make it to this game, you have to go through some trial. You're going to experience some type of adversity as a team, and we understand that more now than ever. And um, I think I can't really look back and pinpoint a certain place, but I can say that it took a lot of effort and a lot of heart to be here.
Slight change of text messages during those other title games. When do
I can't remember. I know I always talk to Robbie Toma, about it. I think I think I think I was talking to Floyd one year.
team wide blast?
Yeah, it's not a team-wide blast. It's just certain people. Yeah.
Thank you. When they say it's your team this year, the Notre Dame team, is it different? What do you mean? Is it going to be a different team next year?
I'm not really sure. I hope that somebody takes the mantle, and I think it's a mantle that we don't accept ourselves. It's just something that is given to us. And for the past year, I was just grateful enough to be placed with that responsibility, and I'm sure that if it is placed on Everett, he'll do a great job.
Is he going to have to grow? He's ready for it?
It takes a lot of growth. It takes a lot of maturing to be able to not only, live with that, mantle, but to experience just the pressure. There's some pressure that comes with it. So, but I know that I have confidence in him that he'll do a tremendous job. Yeah, especially depending on this game. It's been great. They've supported us through our good times and our bad times, and even though we were losing before, they're still packing the stadium, and still had a sold-out stadium, and just to have the guys here. Wherever we go, we have Notre Dame fans, and I have guys who care about me. Not necessarily number 5. They know number 5, but they care about me and how I'm doing.
This may be hard to imagine, but as someone that's never heard of Notre Dame football, how would you describe the fan base of that much?
It's a family. They care about you as a person. They're going to be there for you when times are bad, and they're going to be with you obviously when times are good. It's a big family filled with people who care, and if anybody wants to be, if any athlete were to consider Notre Dame, I hope they really consider it, because you won't regret it.
It's a very simple question, man. Monday night.
What's up, Ange?
Monday night. How much would you want to hoist that trophy here?
Nothing else I'd rather do than to hoist that trophy.
What would that mean to Notre Dame?
I don't know what it means to Notre Dame, but I know how much it means to me, and I hope that I know that it'll probably mean just as much to Notre Dame, and for us to represent Notre Dame in that kind of light, and to represent everybody who's come before us, and everybody who's hoisted that trophy and hasn't hoisted that trophy. I think it would mean the world to them.
What's the biggest challenge that Alabama poses to you?
I think they have a lot of big challenges with their O-line, and with the running backs and their running game, and also with their quarterback. He has a lot of confidence in his arm and in his ability to place the ball where he wants it to be placed. And so we have a lot of things we gotta be careful and to watch out for. But we know that we're ready, and we're gonna come out and play our brand of football, and we'll see what happens at the end of the game.
Simbo on all this, being here, being so close, and now trying to cap off your wonderful career by winning it all.
That's what you dream of as a little kid. Ever since I was little, I've always watched these games. The Miami games versus Nebraska. I've watched all those games. Ohio State and Miami. I've watched all of them. And I remember just always thinking as a little kid, man, I hope that I get to play in one of those. And now that I'm actually playing in it, I think from the inside looking out, it doesn't seem that big. It just seems like it's another football game, but obviously it has a little bit more to it. But it's just at the end of the day, when you line up out there, it's football.
Asked probably a million times in different ways, but I asked Robbie and Kona the same thing. Are people from Hawaii Notre Dame fans, or are they fans of 3 football players that play for Notre Dame?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I think it's a combination of both. I would say that. I know there's a lot of Notre Dame fans in Hawaii. There's Notre Dame fans everywhere. but I know that they're especially proud in Robbie, Conan, and myself.
Willing to know that maybe a generation of younger Hawaiian kids now know of Notre Dame because of what you've done and these guys have done?
Yeah, I think I'm glad that the three of us have been able to showcase Notre Dame to to the people of Hawaii. I love you too, Lo. But I hope that they really consider coming here. 'Cause it's just a really great place.
Yeah, play off of that matchup.
I can't comment on that question. No comment.
Since 1984, only 3 players from Hawaii have won national championships. To know that you, Robbie, Kona, have a chance to double that Monday night.
It means a lot, for me to be part of that, and